Hello friends, welcome to TechFerment. I'm Raj. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we can create a portfolio with the help of HTML, CSS, and we will use Bootstrap for making more responsive website or web page. And also we will host this entire portfolio on Firebase. So I have already covered a Bootstrap crash course. You can go to the TechFerment channel and then I have mentioned the link in the video description. And also I have mentioned the link for the Firebase hosting where we deploy our portfolio on Firebase. So let's start it. So first we will go to the Firebase console and then we will create a new project. So let's say here I will type my project name and then click on continue. So you can skip the Google Analytics part and then click on create project. So while this is project is creating, now you need to install Node.js. You can install Node.js from the website Node.js, the website nodejs.org for the Windows LTS version, and then you need to install Firebase CLI. I'm using VS Code editor and I have created a folder, and then we'll go to the terminal and we will install Firebase CLI. So we have to type npm install -g firebase -tools. So with this command, you can install Firebase CLI. Now, after Firebase CLI install, we need to log in with Firebase account. So we use the command Firebase login, and it will ask for the report informations. And now you need to authenticate this CLI. Okay, so my Firebase hosting is set up. Now my project is ready. So click on the continue button and this is project dashboard. So here in the VS Code editor, we will initialize the Firebase project with the help of the command for initializing the Firebase project. It will ask and yes, we are using hosting Firebase. And then you can select the project like you can use existing project or you can create a new project. So I have already created a project, so I'll go for the existing project and then I'll select my TF website, and then you need to type public in this directory where you can add your HTML, CSS and JavaScript part, and then press no for the single page application and similarly no for the CI/CD part. So my Firebase hosting is set up right now. I have public directory. Inside public directory we have a two file 404.html and index.html. So for serving this file on the local machine we will use Firebase serve. So this is a Firebase URL serving local URL. So I will open this URL in the browser. Yeah. So this is a by default file which is given by the Firebase hosting. So we'll go to the index.html and I can remove this file index.html and I can just add simple HTML file logic and I will paste it here like my website. Save and then reload. So it's working properly. So now we'll go to the another terminal, and for deploying this website you just need to type the command firebase deploy. So this is a hosted URL. You can open this URL on a browser. Yeah. So Yeah, so this is a hosted URL. This is your portfolio. So we will work on this index.html part. So I will, so now we will set up the Bootstrap. So I have already mentioned the YouTube link for the Bootstrap. First, we need to set up the Bootstrap in our web pages. So first we will copy the CSS part for the Bootstrap library. So we'll copy the CSS and then similarly for the JavaScript part. And then I will format this document. Now, what we'll do for the portfolio. So this is, let's suppose this is our web page. So we will follow the container layout. So again, we will create a container layout. Inside we have a link in the portfolio. Let's suppose this is a row 1, this is a row 2, and then row 3 and row 4. So we have a row 4. So we will create a row 1 with the green symbol, row 1, then row 2, and similarly for the row 3, and then we have a row 4 according to the grid system. And then we have a single column. So we will create a single column with the orange. So this is a single column. Okay, and then we have a row having a two column. So we will create a two column, column 1 and then column 2. And then we have this sections. So maybe we can consider as this is again a container layout. So what we will do, we will create a column of single column. Inside this column, we can have a layout, maybe container layout can have, this is a container layout, and inside container layout we have a one row for the heading and second row for the cards. So maybe this is a consider as a heading for the first row and second row is for the cards. And in this row we have four columns. So we can create a four columns. So column 1, maybe column 2, and then column 3, and then column 4. So we will follow this stack one by one. So now we'll go to the website and then first we will create a layout. So can create a layout with the help of Bootstrap. So for creating a layout, container layout, we just need to use container as a predefined class. And then we have four rows. So we'll add a comment, row 1. For creating a row, we will use row class. So again, we will create another row, maybe 4 row. So this is row 2, row 3, and row 4. Okay, so inside the first row, we have a single column. So we can create a single column with the help of col sm or md-12, and then we can add the data. So here we can add a image, maybe we can add image, we can add the name and then description, and you can mention the social media links. So what I'll do, I'll go to the GitHub. So I will copy this URL, or you can go to the new URL. Yeah, so this is a URL. So I will use image tag for adding an image, save, and then reload this page. Yeah, it's working properly. Now what we will do, we will add data. So here we can add a name, and then we can add some simple short bio, some kind of. Okay, so now this content should be in center. So in Bootstrap we have a predefined class text-center. Yeah. And also we can round this image with the help of Bootstrap CSS. So we can go to the helper classes or not utilities, and then we have a borders. And I want this border should be in rounded type of. So we will use this class round circle. I will paste it here and then reload. It's working properly. Now we can add some style maybe for the size. So we can add a size maybe 150 pixels, not a size, it's a width. Yeah. Also, not a 150, maybe we can add 180. Yeah, it's working. Now we can add some social media links. So we can go to the button inside component, then we have a buttons, and then we have a button tag. This is an anchor tag. We will use this one. So I will create a new div element. This div element could be considered as a social media part. Here we can mention the links. So I will save and then reload this page. Yeah. So we want this button should be in outline view. So we will use this predefined class in the Bootstrap. So I will change this to this one. And here we can add LinkedIn and another for the GitHub and Twitter. So this one is for the GitHub and third is for the Twitter. Save and then reload this page. Yeah, it's working properly. Now what we can do in this row, we can add some margin from top and bottom. So we have a class my and we can add 5 for the maximum margin. So it's working properly. So we have created a first row and now we'll go to the next row. So in the code part, so this is a next row and we want to create a 2 column. So we can create a column div. We'll add a class for defining a column. We'll use MD and we want to create a 2 column. So we will use 6 value because 6 is equal to 12. In Bootstrap, we can add a column value up to 12. So this is a column 1 and then this is a column 2. Here we can add H3, maybe about Bridgeraj or username. Or here we can add some some random text. I will save and I will reload. It's working properly. Again, next part is for the technical skills. Like this is a UI we will use. So we will write skills. Here we can mention the technical skills. So I will write some subtitle kind of things. So we can remove this part maybe. Yeah, it's working. Now we want to mention the links. So again, we can use this kind of things because right now we are also using this one. So I will copy this part and I will paste it here. Or maybe we can create a div element. Inside div element we can pass. So here we can add HTML. Another is for the CSS and JavaScript. Or you can mention the links with the skills. Okay, it's working properly. So we can change the color. So we have a property like this one. So secondary. So I will replace primary to secondary part. Yeah, it's working properly. So this part is done. Now we'll go to the third row. So this is my third row. So what we did, like we will create a one column and then we'll create another container. So we will create a column, single column. So we will use the class colMD12, and then we need to create a container, which is a blue part. So we will create a container. So we can create a container with the help of a class container. And then we need to create a two rows as we define, like red is represented as a row. So we will create a row, and then inside row we can have a column value. Maybe we can create a column of heading 12, and then we will add like write projects, and again we will create another row. So this is a row here and this is another row. Here we will create a four column. So for creating four column we will pass a value of 3. So we will define a class, we will write colmd3, and then we can define a row, not a row, it's a division. Here let's suppose we can mention like project title, or we can add some description. So this could be considered as a description, and then we can mention the links. So again we are using this kind of links, so I'll use copy and I will paste it here. I will save and we will reload this part. It's working properly. Yeah. So now what I want to do, this is a container layout, that's why there's a margin. So we will use float layout container, and we can design this part. We can style this part. So we can add some border. So maybe 1 pixel solid, color is maybe E0, E0, E0. Yeah, and also we can add some padding. So we can add padding with the help of predefined class. So we will use class property, and then we can define a padding. Let's suppose PA or P-3 for padding top bottom. Now I will add some the subtitle, maybe a lot of clips, some kind of things. So I'll save and then reload. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so now we can add some border radius. So we can add border radius to 7 pixel for the card. Yeah, it's working properly. Now I will copy this entire goal 3 to 4 times, first, third, and then fourth. Yeah, it's working. Now for the design purpose, this one, so what we will do, we will add, this is a row 2. Here we can define a style like background. We can add a background like hash E0, E0, E0. So this is a background. Here we can add some padding. So we can add padding py-5, and also we can add a padding px-3 maybe. It's working pretty. And also we can add some margin. So margin up to 5. And also we can add some border radius to 7 pixel. Yeah. Now what we will do, we will create another row. So we have created another row which is row 4 and having a one column. So we will create a column CUL-MD-12, and here we can add some HR for horizontal line, and then we can add a line like created by, and maybe you can mention your name. Save and then reload. So this is a section created by. So here you can add some margin. Yeah. And if you can go to the inspect element, it's working properly. So maybe we can work on this part. So this is a card. Yeah, so card of value here is a 3. Yeah, so this is a class P3. Here we can add a margin, maybe MB-1. So there is a space, or we can add MB-2 margin bottom, or 3. Yes. Now we will deploy this website. So we'll go to the terminal and then we'll type Firebase deploy as a command for the deployment. Yeah, so website is deploy, and this is a hosted URL. We can copy this URL and I will paste it here, and I will reload this page again. Yeah, it's working. So this is how you can create a portfolio with the help of Bootstrap and deploy on the Firebase hosting. So if you have any doubt, you can post your questions in the comment section, and do follow us, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.